Good morning, all my students. Today, let us see financial management. Originally, today our topic is our third semester subject security analysis and portfolio management. Before we are going to go for the security analysis and portfolio management, I would like to introduce once again what is financial management. So prior to that financial management, so here security analysis and portfolio management. This is our prime subject of third semester, say for third semester. Third sem. So I will give you here a clear-cut picture that is regarding accounting, and this is the base. In this, there is financial accounting, second one is cost accounting, and third one is management accounting. This financial accounting is the beginning one, and this cost accounting is because of certain pitfalls in the financial accounting. So cost accounting has given that, and even in this cost accounting, there are certain difficulties are there, and it has given birth to the management accounting. We are at this stage. From this management accounting, so we come to the another one, that is financial management. So here I would like to give you a little bit good picture regarding financial management, what actually it means, and how it has expanded, and what we are going to study, that is security and portfolio management, where it has come from. Basically, financial management is only the big subject. It is just like a tree. Let us try to confine to the financial management topic, and therefore we are going to call it as a big tree. From this big tree, there are n number of branches are there, and those branches are nothing but securities and portfolio management, financial derivatives, financial institutions and markets, international financial management, and VOCA management, etc. But I would like to give you how this financial management, simply we are going to call it as an FM. Financial management, originally it starts with cash. So for our easy understanding purpose, simply I am going to call it as an FM. Financial management it starts with cash. That cash is of two kinds. One is fixed capital, another one is working capital. With the help of this fixed cost and working capital, we are going to purchase raw materials. Of course, in simple understanding purpose, I am telling you this. From this raw materials, there is working process. From this working process, there are These finished goods must be sold. So I simply call it as sales. From this sales, here I would like to call it as a pot or a cash box. These are direct cash sales or sometimes credit sales. Credit sales or cash sales. So here this financial management, what I mean to call it is ends with cash. Right. Financial management starts with cash and financial management ends with cash. And whatever cash here they have generated, this is not our own amount. Some portion is what we can call it as an operating expenses. That amount is used for operating expenses, and some portion of amount salaries and payment of interest. And some portion we have to pay taxes. And the rest of the amount is ours. In this, we can divide this into three parts. We can divide this into three parts. Some portion of amount we have to distribute. Some portion, this is what we are going to call it as a profit. Distribute dividends to the equity shareholders, and some portion of amount you have to distribute to the preference shareholders. And this is what we are going to call it as flowing back of profits. Flowing back of profits or retained earnings. Retained earnings. And whatever say this empty sackcloth or a cot or a cash box, whatever we call it, is the big matter. And this security analysis and portfolio management or international financial management or financial institutes and markets or financial derivatives or any other subject which has been introduced means only from this means, so it is having its own say there is a big concepts are there. And today we have invested some amount here and we have generated some amount here. In between this there is some big process has been taken place. How this process is going to be understood by others. So here, with the help of the entire process, so this financial management, it is having its functions. Or we can call it as a certain decisions are there. These functions or decisions are broadly categorized into investment decision, financing decision, investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decision, simply fourth one is working capital decisions. With the help of these decisions, of course, these are only the points we can understand what financial management and how they have passed to the other subjects or specializations. But each and every decision, it is having its own speciality. How they are, let us see. So here there is a risk as well as a written concepts are there. There is a risk as well as a written concepts are there. If you take investment decision, it's having its own risk, it's having its own return. If a risk is high, then a company is going to suffer losses or incur losses. If returns are high, then the company grows a lot. Market value of the share is going to be increases like that. When you come to the financing decision, yes, this financing decision is also having its own return concept as well as a risk concept. Then come to the dividend decision. Yes. If we distribute a dividend, is it good for the company or not? If we retain the dividend, is it good for the company or not? So this is again we have to take a decision. So this is what we are going to call it as a return or risk and working capital decision. Yes, it is also having its own return as well as risk factors involved here. So with the help of this risk as well as return factors, what we are going to call here is value of the firm. Value of the firm. When the value of the firm is going to be increases, if returns are good. When the value of the firm is going to be reduces, then risk factor is high. So therefore, when we broadly look into this financial management subject, it is going to clearly explain, and we have to or you might be so far studied perspectives of management, POM, or principles of management subject. In this, there is a planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, and controlling. These are the functions of management you may be studied. Functions of management. Even there is a subject of OB, organizational behavior. And like this, there are n number of subjects we studied in this MBA. Even in the third semester, we are going to study strategic management. Entrepreneurship management. Just there are only broad and everywhere useful subjects and their thoughts or functions I am telling you. Here, if you take principles and practice of management subject or perspectives of management subject, we are going to use or learn certain functions of management. These are functions broadly everybody knows and everywhere that is useful. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating and controlling. And here the same functions when you come here under the investment process, we have to plan effectively, we have to organize things effectively, and we have to recruit staff for proper functioning, and we have to direct things in an appropriate manner, and there is a coordination is required, and there is a controlling function is going to be used. And what is right, what is wrong, or whether we have deviated from the path or whether we are on the right track, we have to observe all such things. If you want to observe all such things, even in this investment decision, these functions are going to be utilized. Or what about the behavior or environmental subject, say business environment subject we are going to study. Business environment, isn't it? How the environment is today, we have seen that because of there is a COVID-19 effect, even the teaching methodologies are also abnormally changed by, even there are no students in front of me, but I have to teach. It is a challenging, challenging factor for me, because unless otherwise we see the full strength in the classroom, we cannot speak effectively and efficiently. Unless otherwise, if you nod your head, if you say yes sir, or if the teaching is, if it is not another reciprocal, if it is a monotype, right now what I am doing, it is a difficult task, but we have to overcome. Because if there is any unforeseen things that happens, or all of a sudden if anything happens, how to bear all such. Basically a management graduate is going to be well versed with such things, or well aware about all such things. He should be capable of managing things and effectively and efficiently, so that there is a smooth crossing of the issues. He is going to learn, how he might be practiced, how he might be studied in his entire course. So that perspectives of management or principles and practice of management subject is the subject that is required for each and every individual. It is not for only MBA graduate. That subject is required for each and every individual. If a person born, yes, he needs the concepts of perspectives of management. And why he needs, yes, you look into those 6 functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating and controlling. Unless otherwise a person follows these footprints anywhere he is, whether he is at home or whether he is in college or schools, or whether he is in outside, or whether he went to the abroad, wherever he has gone or wherever he goes, yes, definitely he has to follow those fundamental principles or functions. And there are 14 principles proposed by Henry Fayol in his Principles of Management subject. And those 14 principles, if we put it to practice, every individual is a successful man. Those 14 principles in such a big manner, They are going to strengthen us. Right. Keeping in view all those things in our mind, if you come to the financial management subject, isn't it? This financial management subject is also handled in a very effective manner. You forget about, you just put aside some time this financial management. Let us come to the marketing management. Even for this marketing management, those functions are useful. Those functions are necessary. Let us put aside this marketing management. Now let us come to the human resource management. Even this human resource management should require these functions. Let us put aside this human resource management. Let us come to the production and operations management. Even this production and operations management do require these functions of management. So these functions are necessarily required for each and every subject. What we are going to call as a financial management subject, or the marketing management subject, or the human resource management subject, or even production and operations management subject. Of course, not only this, wherever you go, you take individual, or you take group, or you take state, or you take nation, or you take world at large. Each and every individual to the world at large, they need those functions. So here, today, we are looking into the financial management subject at a glance. So this is overview of this financial management. Basically, financial management, if any student is going to study this financial management, means basically he should have a knowledge from accounting subjects. So those are nothing but financial accounting. Right from intermediate you are going to study. People those who studied, that is CEC subject, that is their commerce, as in commerce. Accounting fundamentals is going to learn. And these accounting fundamentals, they are going to give birth to this financial management, or based on financial management. And this financial management, basically it starts from cash, or it starts with cash. What actually financial management? Financial management is, it is a managerial activity which is concerned with planning and controlling of the firm's financial resources. Financial management is a managerial activity which is concerned with firm's planning and controlling of the firm's financial resources. These financial resources you must manage effectively, isn't it? So this investment function, so this financial management, when you broadly look into this, so here it starts with cash. This cash is of two types, fixed capital as well as working capital. Fixed capital is going to be used for fixed assets or fixed purpose, say buildings, land and buildings, furniture, equipment, whatever you look in this big room, these all are fixed assets or fixed capital. And for operating all this, that is called working capital. So these are daily requirements, daily needs. So what is required daily for us? Breakfast is required in the morning, lunch is required in the afternoon, dinner is required in the night. Meanwhile, and there are so many tea, snacks, biscuits. Of course, we have to supply everything into our stomach. Then only we are healthy, we are active, and we are going to function. So here also, in the same manner, even for the organization, fixed capital is required, working capital is required. Here, with the help of those two, raw materials are going to be purchased, and if these raw materials are not purchased in time, organization is going to suffer, and therefore we have to buy raw materials, and those raw materials must be processed so that we are going to get finished goods, and these finished goods we are not going to keep it in our godown, we have to sell, that is the sales. After sales, we are will not be cashed. Credit sales also there, but today or tomorrow or day after tomorrow or after 1 month, so that amount is going to be returned. Therefore, even it is a credit sales and the cash sales, but it is summoned to the industry's cash box. And this is what I mean to call it as a financial management ends with cash, and financial management started with cash, and financial management ended with cash. And whatever cash is we have generated, so it is of all topics whatever we are going to discuss much about investment creation, finance creation, dividend creation, working capital creation, all such things are involved in this. Okay? And there are so many, whatever cash we have generated, we have to sweat. This is not entirely ours. So, entirely ours in the sense here, this is only the amount available, that is going back of profits or retained earnings is only ours. Rest of the amount is not ours. We have to process and we have to distribute. Isn't it? We are doing job and therefore we are getting salary, and that entire salary is not to deposit in the bank or not to deposit or keep it in our say lockers, a bureau. Isn't it? So we have to give some amount to the rent, some amount to the milk, some amount to the provisions, some amount to the vegetables, some amount to the so and so, so and so. So whatever salary we get, so that is going to be distributed a lot. And after all such distributions, if we keep some amount aside, what we are going to call it? This is our saved amount. So if such savings are there, I am going to call it as a saved amount. We have saved some amount. So such savings, again, if you start investing, then the question of security and portfolio management subject is going to be very perfect. If there are no savings, there is no question of security and portfolio management subject. Like this. So here, investment decision. Right. Somewhere, maybe you have some money or you have borrowed some amount. Doesn't it? You might have some amount or you might be borrowed some amount. And this amount, should I invest properly or not? You have to check this one. This is what actually here investment decision is going to clearly explain. Unless otherwise you take necessary steps for proper investment, you are not the gainer, you are the loser. This is what I mean to call it as there is no return. Maybe there is a risk high. Because of this high risk, again, whatever investment we have planned, isn't it? Anybody is willing to invest their capital in sick units? No. Let me take incidentally, that is a decision. Anybody is dare enough to go to the COVID, those who affected with the COVID, go and, are you dare enough to go and meet him? Outrightly you say that to me. Because you know the severity of that person, the severity of that disease, so that we are not going to go and touch those people, because it is passing through from even people, from one person to the another. So we are not going to touch such people, and even if they comes to our room or comes to our house or comes to our college or comes to some other place, wherever we there, so we are going to flee away from that, otherwise we restrict him. Like that, here, if you want to invest, you are going to thoroughly search where good industries are there, good processing units are there, good manufacturing units are there, good running units are there. Only in such industries we are ready to invest. For example, let me take either a Tata or either a Reliance or a Birla or such big industries you take. So they are successfully, smoothly running from last 100 years, and therefore if you want to, if they have given permission, if they have given chance, if you want to invest, are you willing to invest? Yes, you will take, jump to invest your capital in such industries. The reason behind, yes, such industries are good. Like that, you are going to take a decision because while you are showing interest, your returns are going to be multiplied. If returns are multiplied, value of the firm is going to be increases. So here, value of the firm means individually, personally, you are going to gain a lot. Your profits are going to be increases. So that is what actually here we need to call it as the value of the firm. For example, if you invest the same capital in industry, and industry's value is going to be increases. If profits are there, you see here profits are there. Some portion of your profit is going to be distributed to the equity shareholders, and some portion you have distributed your profits into the preference shareholders, and there is some retained profits are also there. So this is what we are going to call it as a good industries scenario. Then what about a bad industries scenario or a sick industries scenario? We cannot find amount to distribute to the shareholders. We cannot find some amount to distribute amount to the preference shareholders. We cannot find amount to retain some amount or back your profits. So here profits are not there. If profits are not there, then you have to distribute, isn't it? You have to distribute losses to the shareholders. Even when you look into our parents, isn't it? If parents are doing well, if they are doing good job, or if they are doing good, say that is a business, if they are happy, family at large, they will be happy. And such parents, they are going to give assets to their children. If not, they are not going to give assets. They are going to give debts to you. Because of such debts, you have to repay. Then every single NP you pay, you are going to scold your parent. Instead of giving profits to me, or if instead of giving assets to me, they have distributed losses, and therefore I am paying. Isn't it? Like that, whatever we get from our mouth, we are going to speak like that, and we are going to curse even our parents also. Isn't it? For example, if anybody distributed a lot about regarding assets or like that individually, yeah, we feel very great, isn't it? We will be very happy. Like that. So here, each and every function here, it is having its own return concept as well as a risk concept. If returns are more, value of the firm is going to be increases. If returns are less, the risks are more, and value of the firm is going to reduces. So that each and every student, every one of you, while learning in class, you have to learn things in an appropriate manner, failing which you are the loser. You are a risk taker. I mean, you are not going to give good fruits to your parents. Instead, you are going to give losses to your parents. This is nothing but they have invested lakhs of rupees on your head. So, is there any good rate of return for them? Is there any good rate of return for them? You have to give a response. If you are getting good marks, if you gain good knowledge, good character, and if you get, while leaving this place, if you get good job, yes, there is a good return on investment for your parents. If you get failed, isn't it? If you are not going to learn knowledge, if you are not going to do anything good, and finally you are not going to get job even in placements time or at the time of recruitment, you are not going to perform well. If you are not going to perform well, yes, nobody is ready to give you job opportunity unless otherwise you perform yourself, unless otherwise you expose yourself, nobody is ready to give you an opportunity. If you come to a recruiter place, isn't it? As an employer place, employer. So if you are the employed, what do you do? What type of candidate you select? Good candidate you required or bad candidate is required? If you differentiate like this, good and bad, as we say usually good candidate only. So good candidate means how they are, isn't it? Whatever physical appearance you see is not good. Maybe a skin is so colorful, isn't it? Face is so beautiful. Because of all such, you are not going to select. But what is there inside isn't it? Inside of your head. Yes, the content is there, communication is there, isn't it? Then you will get. Content is required, communications are required, appearance is required, isn't it? Then only opportunities will come and knock your door. Otherwise, opportunities are not going to knock your door. My dear student friends, so this security analysis and portfolio management subject is a really damn good subject, and it is going to study maximum things from the market only. Of course, what are the things taking place in market? They have given in textbook. On those days, but at present, on those days, these are the incidents and therefore books are written. At present, things are different and situations are different and expectations are different, isn't it? Accordingly, certain changes are taking place. So this is security analysis and portfolio management. Of course, it is basically confined to the financial management portion, but it is a very, very wonderful subject, and each and every second, what is happening in our society or worldwide, it is that much sensible to change, isn't it? So that such a sensitive subject you are trying to study, how much sensitive you should be, how much sensitive you should be. Check yourself. So in next class, let us try to see what actually security analysis and portfolio management means. Let me give you simple, say there is an introductory part what actually it means, and then let us go in depth of that subject. Okay? Be happy, stay at home, and stay safe. Let us meet in next class. Thank you.